Alrighty, let's get started. So, first things first, every man who becomes problem aware, they realize that they've been compromising themselves, they've been self-abandoning, they've been too nice, too agreeable, too afraid, honestly, to engage and truly be themselves in relationship, which has led to the disintegration of attraction, or getting your wife to not respect you, or feeling like you've completely lost control over yourself, your home, the direction in your life, all of those other things. And you're aware that you've been operating off of a life script, off of this mindset that if I just do everything right, then my life will be problem-free and easy, and I'll be loved, I'll have security, and I'll be accepted. And that's not the case. And so when we become aware of that, and we're in this place of, okay, got it, I'm tired of that. I'm tired of being a pushover. I'm tired of not fully owning my life. What do I do now? Well, this is it. This is step one. The step one, okay? This is the step one. The first thing that we need to do is we need to become aware of something called toxic shame. Now, toxic shame is a distortion of a very healthy, very natural human emotion. Shame, so everybody feels shame, okay? For anybody who's ever punched a hole in the wall and scared the absolute crap out of their family, they felt shame, right? That's a natural response, given that we care about those people and we care about their perception of us and we care about their experience of us. So that's a very normal thing. Now, where this gets distorted and it becomes toxic is that things happened in our childhood. And because kids are so egocentric and self-referential, that we as children believe that anything bad that ever happened to us was our fault. So a lot of us drew these conclusions that if something bad happened to us, if my dad left, or if he wasn't fully there for me, or if my mom was crying all the time, or if I got hit, or if I wasn't perfect, or whatever the case may be, okay, then there must be something wrong with me. I had that. That happened to me. Or at least I drew that conclusion when I was, younger. And it took a lot of years and it took a lot of work to navigate my way out of that and understand that that wasn't my fault. We've all seen Good Will Hunting, the Robin Williams scene with Matt Damon, when he kept saying that it's not your fault, right? What he's doing is piercing through the wall that character put up in order to keep people at bay, to not touch that very gooey, sensitive, raw center of his heart where there was pain. And there was a core belief that he was wrong and he wasn't deserving of love or relationship or positive things, more money, more empowerment, more friends, more anything. And so telling him that it wasn't his fault, he was speaking not to the young man, he was speaking to the little boy. He was speaking to the inner child inside. So understanding toxic shame, it is a distortion of a very healthy emotion that what is often internalized. What happens is bad shit will happen, childhood trauma will happen, any form of either abuse, neglect. And this is actually also very important in that I don't want you to think about trauma as just like going through the Holocaust or just having an abusive alcoholic father that beat everybody, that very traditional classic notion of trauma. Have you ever been chronically ignored? Has that ever made you feel unsafe? Do you feel like there was ever a time as a baby where you were hungry and that you weren't fed in a acceptable or agreeable amount of time, and then eventually you ate, but there was that fear there okay? That's a form of it. All right, that's something that we need to understand. We need to broaden our scope and understand that everybody has this shit, right? Everybody has some form of trauma, of pain, of emotional pain. It's some people have either learned how to adapt, how to cope with it better. Some people have actually done work on themselves to not allow this pain to inform their beliefs. And that, then, as we know, beliefs inform behavior. So our pain isn't the gas in the tank of our beliefs, and the car is our behavior. And so that's something that we need to understand, is that we need to broaden our understanding. Everyone, including you, you, has pain. And that's normal. Toxic shame, however, which is very often induced in childhood, so it's an unconscious process. It's an unconscious internalization. What that'll do is that'll get you to believe at your core that there's something broken, that you're wrong, that you're bad. And so one of two things will happen with that core belief. We will either believe, I'm so bad, so let me try and compensate for it. Let me try and flood the world with doing good, with sacrificing my own needs and trying to just do as much good as humanly possible so that I can just fill the hole in my soul, and I can finally just get the love that I needed as a child out here in my adult relationships, so people can finally approve of me and I can finally feel safe inside of my own skin. So there's this overcompensation component to how you show up in the world, okay? And that's one manifestation of it. The other manifestation of it is, I'm so good. Look at how good I am. I do all of these good things. Don't look in my closet. No, get the hell away from my closet. No. Get away from no, there's nothing there. Nothing there. There's no porn addiction. There's no weird stuff. No bestiality, there's no incest, there is no abuse, there is no, I wasn't abused by my uncle, none of that happened, no. I'm so good, please, look at this. It's a mask that we wear. And that mask that we wear is the version of us that we give to the world, to our relationships, to the people that we love. Not all the time, mind you, but it definitely, that mask is put on and almost cemented to our face when it comes to emotional intimacy, when it comes to conflict, when it comes to learning how to advocate for ourselves. We'll get triggered in specific ways, and then we will put that mask on, and then we will begin to contort, and we'll be a chameleon and just shift and force ourselves to adapt to the situation and rely on this unconscious programming, these patterns of behavior. So let's say, for example, there's a potential argument and you want to disagree with your wife, with your friend, with the coworker, with your boss, but you are afraid of what would happen. So instead, what you do, without even recognizing it, is you'll just shift back to being agreeable and not wanting to rock the boat or make any kind of waves because we're more afraid of what would happen. So fear hijacks our brain. It hijacks our actions, our behaviors, and then we will end up abandoning ourselves. We won't say what we truly mean. We won't mean what we truly say. We're going to say yes instead of no. And then we say no instead of yes. What that creates, brother, is that creates phlegm. But not just phlegm. It creates confusion, and it creates chaos inside of ourselves and distrust. So we have this kind of fractured relationship with ourselves, and then we're angry because we're like, why didn't I say what I wanted to say? Why didn't I just stand up for myself? What is wrong with me? And then it perpetuates this toxic shame thing where we keep enforcing this idea that we're wrong. Okay, this is very, very intricate, deep tissue, deep psychological, energetic, emotional stuff that we're dealing with here. Okay, but the good news is, because we're dealing with the deep stuff, this is going to be true transformation, and it's going to be sustainable. It's going to be long lasting. It's going to truly affect and improve your entire life, because we go an inch wide and a mile deep. That's what we're doing here. So, toxic shame creates this core belief that we are inherently flawed and wrong, and we either need to compensate, with doing good and doing all the right things, getting a good job, going to college, getting your 401k, following the rules, paying our taxes, and just being Marvin Milquetoast, just, okay, let me just keep it steady. And so we can control our lives, not making any waves, not rocking the boat or ruffling any kind of feathers. Or we will also just hide all of our mistakes, hide half of who we are. We will suppress our aggression. We won't be assertive. We will be more agreeable than not. And we're gonna show everybody just how good we are. And not let anybody near our closet full of skeletons. So here's what we do about that. In order to break that cycle and to release the hold that toxic shame has over us, we have to bring it to the light. Because shame, toxic shame, lives in the dark. And so naturally, in order to reclaim control and power over ourselves, we have to bring that shame out of the dark and into the light. So here's what we're going to do, okay? I want you to get your journal out, and I want you to write down this prompt. So here it is. What do I not want anyone to know about me? I'll say it again. What do I not want anyone to know about me? What am I hiding? What is one of my deepest, darkest, most shameful truths? Okay? And I just want you to share it with yourself first. What do I not want anyone on earth to know about me? What do I not want my wife or my kids or my best friend or the world? If you were on stage and all of your shit was being played in a PowerPoint presentation behind you, what are the one thing that you would rather die than have anyone know? And then write it out. This is the thing. Share it with yourself first. You have to be able to see it and make peace and reconcile with the fact that you understand that you are hiding something. And then the second part of that exercise is I want you to share it. I want you to share it with a safe person. This could be your closest friend. This could be your therapist, your counselor. This could be me. This could be this community. But this is not going to work if you do not make this a process that involves other people, because the nice guy is terrified of being seen for who he truly is, a human being. Not the mask that he wears, but a whole person with flaws, with aggression, with sadness, with happiness, the full spectrum. The skeletons in his closet, because he thinks that he's the only one. Nobody else would ever want to handle that, would ever want to see it, based off of what he was conditioned to believe in childhood. So, what is the last thing I want anyone on earth to know about me? You write down the answer to that. You share with yourself. The second part, you share with a safe person. Only then will the next video be of any use to you. Alrighty, man. We'll see you in the next one.